And then maybe that will work. So this eye section has a bit of brown, like a bit of warmer colour, and the colder colour as well. So we'll start by putting in some of the sky blue towards the outside and in here, and then even maybe a little bit of the burnt ochre. I don't think I've used this one for this piece yet. So just really, really lightly. There's not much of it in here. Bit around this side. I just want this outside to be a bit darker. Going to use sandpaper sharpener, nice and sharp. Oh, that's better. And so we'll do a little bit more of the cold grey just around these like wrinkle bits. Around here. Under here there's a little bit of detail. And in here. Over here. Okay, and then maybe we'll just do this beak, and then we can do all of the feathers around it. So we'll go in really lightly with the black. He's like really pointy. Maybe down to there. You could even use like a cold grey for this, like if you a bit, or I love to use a dark sepia. If you've seen any of my tutorials. Some little lines coming up here. You just want to make sure you're getting the shape right, especially because this is a commission piece, so this is someone's pets. So like they're gonna know what their pet looks like and everything. So you want to try and get it looking pretty accurate. And this outline's a bit wrong, I think, so I'm going to go down a little bit further. Like this. Okay, and then we can just map out where we can see these lighter bits. So there's a bit of like a crease coming across here. Really lightly fill that in. There's a bit more of like a lighter bit there. Down here. And this is like this is where the beak parts. So it's like darker here. Something like that. And this bit gets pretty dark anyway. So there's like a little cracky bit here, 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 and then there's like a shine here. And there's a really big shine like up here, which we want to keep. So then we'll go over with the base of the cold grey one. So even though it's black, it's not fully black, like it's not black, you can definitely still see details, so we need to keep the details in. Even go over this bottom section. And then there's colours we can see, so we're going to use, they're like orangey. So some of the burnt ochre. So really lightly at the top. All the way over here, so it's just going to help warm it up, but we're going to go over with this with the black anyway, so on this, so it looks a bit funny, but it all comes together, trust the process. And then even down the bottom we'll put in some of the sky blue, just because I feel like it. Sky blue up here as well. Maybe we'll just get wild and put in some purple too. So this is violet. So orange and purple, so the burnt ochre and the violet, sort of cancel each other out and they become like a grey tone. So they're really good for making darker colours without actually going in with black. Because if we just went in with black, it would just look really flat and too dark. Whereas if we mix the black with the burnt ochre, violet, so the orange and purple tones, it gets it darker without making it look flat. And then going back in, and you always want to make sure you're going on with really, really light layers. So if you're going too hard, you won't be able to get many layers down, but if you're going with like a light pressure, you can get in more layers. And we just want to make sure that where the beak parts is where the darkest bit is. So we don't want this bottom bit of the beak to be the darkest. Okay, and then up here, same sort of thing. So we'll do a little bit more of the orange. And then purple or violet. Over this. Okay, and then more black. So this will be where the feathers start. And you just want to go and build up the layers like really lightly. So if you're going too heavy, it's you're not going to be able to get it back up if you make a mistake. So make sure to go in with light layers. I'm also going to go over some of this with the white pencil as well. That's a white waxy pencil, and it will help to put in some more of the shine and the details, and you can also use that to blend it down. It makes it nice and smooth, which is where we want it to look because it's a beak. He's got some like little white marks on the end of his beak, like he's been snacking on something. So might put that in with a white pencil as well. Music, I forgot to put music on. And then so we're just going to go around where this white section is on the beak. Oh, someone at my door. And they're gone. And then we can even add a little bit more of the orange and purple. Here, here, here. Violet. Black. Okay, so darker here. Here. Bit over this, so you just want to dull it down like a little bit. Okay. get a little bit darker down the bottom here. And here. Lighter up here. And then it's just a matter of like going around and evening it out. Okay, and then we can get the white pencil and just go, because up here it's quite dark. It's quite light, so we'll do the white pencil here and then really lightly here. Then there's a shine here. A little bit like here. A nick like on the beak here. Dot. This is like really white here, like I said. I feel like it's got like food or something on it. Which is hard when it's like a commission, because it's like, is that always there? Do you want it on the picture when it's being completed just for a commission, or, you know, should I just take it off? And then you can just start to go around and make any changes, and you can always go back over with the white. You don't have to, you know, think something once and be like, oh, that's it. Just keep going. If you don't feel like it's finished, I feel like you can spend ages on one sort of part. Like a dot here. And then go around it with the black. Okay. A bit of white there. All right, and then we can go get started with the feathers around the face, which are really tricky. So base of the cold grey one. Pretty much just erase all of this. So you want to go in the direction that the feathers are going. I'm always going to like go to say fur, because I usually do fur. The way that the feathers are going in the direction. So we're doing a nice base layer, because this is like a light sort of greeny bird. And then it goes down around here, and then it sort of swoops up under the eye. And this colour pretty much goes down to here. All the way over the head. Colour here, down here. All right, so we've got a nice base layer, and then we're just going to go in with some of the olive green yellowish. So I'm just going to do little like strokes in the direction that the feathers are going and sort of spacing them out pretty far. So it'll go all the way up to here. My camera just turns off after half an hour. And then it's going in the direction that the feathers are going. This is just like a base layer still, so you just need to build up the tones, build up the texture really, really gradually. So just go in the direction that the feathers are going. And this colour sort of goes up to here, and then it's like a darker colour at the back of the head, like a greener colour, not a olive green sort of thing. Underneath here is a little bit darker, so just go in, putting them a little bit closer to each other. It's a very pretty birdie. Okay, and then there's like a black dot here. Here. Going up like this. And then we'll go the coal grey 4. So doing the same sort of thing, but just with this colour as well, starting to darken it up. It goes really funny directions around the nose, nostril. So just starting to clump some of these together. Because it's tricky because it's like there's darker bits and lighter bits everywhere. So it's not all like one colour. And then it is quite dark sort of under here. Start to blend this down a bit. Under here. And then we can even do the same sort of thing up here. Shading over. Up here. So it comes out to here. And there's like all these like layers of feathers. Go back in with the olive green yellowish. I might just blend this down as well, give it all a little bit more of a green tone. Go more in sort of like little bits up this side because it's not as, it's pretty grey, it's not as green. Go darker under here. Alright, and then we go with the black and just start to add in some of this. So really, really sharp point, really, really little lines. So this is where this nostril is, and then here. And you just want to sort of figure out where you can see the darker bits. Add some of those in and then sort of blend it out. darker around here. And you just sort of want to clump them together. So this darker bit around here. I think I want to get a little bit greener, maybe a little bit of the May green, just some little lines in to brighten it up a bit. It's also got like a bit of a yellow hue here as well, like there's a bit of a yellow reflection on the bird. Yeah. Yeah. Go a bit more with the cold grey 4. Black. All right. Add in some more cold grey 6. And we might even just go over and blend this all down with this. Add in some more little textures. And then at the back here, where there's these feathers, you want to do strokes from the right hand side to the left hand side, so it looks like that they're overlapping the lighter sections. So just really little strokes and sort of like clumping them together like a feather. Like one little feather is here, one is here, another one here, and then we can go back over with the, what is it, olive green yellowish in the darkest sections. Starting to like link them up a little bit. Cold Grey 4. Gets darker under the eye, so we'll go more black. Cold Grey 4, and we'll bring this down a bit. Add in a little bit more of the chromium olive green yellowish, even. Making sure to spread them out. Alright, and then back in with the black. I'm going to get harder, darker with the eye. Really just want him to be right there, you know. Darker around here. Darker here. And doing lines sort of like in the direction of the feathers and against the direction of the feathers. Like that. And then maybe even just really lightly on the side down here. Help to darken it up, add a little bit of shadow. Darker under here. There's a little bit more darkness here, so we'll add in a little bit more of the burnt ochre and then go over with the cold grey 4. And just sort of bunching these up. And then around the face, it's a little bit greener, so we use some of the May green. Here. And then go over it with the cold grey 4. Darker here. A bit of feather, the light goes up. Black. Alright, and then we'll go around here with some of the green. I think we'll still do the base of the cold grey 1 just because I really love it. And you don't want it to be, like, it's not too green. Like this bird is lighter, is darker than this bird, so we don't want it to be, you know, brighter than his mate. So cold grey 1. Down here. Up here. And this is the top of the wing. This has got a bit of yellow in it, so we're going to use some of the light yellow, light yellow glaze. God, my thing's coming off. Okay, so like light yellow glaze, just really lightly. There's not too much of this in here. Here, this needs to come down further. It's annoying. And then here, it's quite like yellowy, greeny here. Then adding some of the cadmium yellow lemon. I feel like this is like the first time I've used this pencil in any piece ever. It's like just a yellow with like a hint of green in it. Actually, we're going to get rid of some of this. Cold grey 1 and go down, because it's a bit whiter down here with the olive green yellowish. Just really lightly using the sharper point of the pencil, doing some little lines. This is still sort of the face. Cold grey one. And then we'll add some May green. Up around here. Here. And then down here. Some lines coming up. Because it's got that like liney feather texture. Alright, cold grey 4. Darker here. Cool, and that's what we're going to call it for today. But we'll continue back tomorrow. I'll keep going later on. But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.